Dylan Quirk from the Narre Football Club. Now, Dylan's one of those unique players. He's also an assistant coach. How's that work?
So I guess off the field you have a bit more say. With the team selection and training, and I'm really enjoying it actually.
So does the coach treat you any differently?
Probably not. No, not really. I guess I just get more say, a few more phone calls during the week. It's probably not too much different.
So Matthew doesn't give you a spray as well?
No.
Is he a spray sort of a guy or not?
No, you got to stuff up to get a spray.
Speaking of playing, big win. What do you learn from a 126-point win? We'll just briefly touch on the game last week against Upwey, and they had been travelling well.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a really tight contest, and speaking to one of the players after the game, they sort of seemed to think that the bigger grounds is obviously a lot different to what they're used to, and I think the return game later in the year is probably up there on the smaller ground. I think there'll be a lot different and a lot tighter, a lot closer contest. What
are you thinking about this new league at the moment? Are you excited by it? Is it what you expect?
Yeah, it's early doors, but it's definitely exciting coming up against teams that you know nothing about really. Well, not nothing about, you do a little bit of homework, but it is a bit of the unknown. New grounds, new faces. It's exciting, it's rejuvenating, I reckon. Same thing, you go into the game, bit of the unknown. You do, like I said, do a bit of homework, but you don't really know much gameplay. You only get so much of the vision and the footage, so we're looking forward to it. There's a nice big ground up there too.
It is the biggest ground. I'm not quite sure how big, whether it's as big as this ground, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think it's bigger. I think they were saying it's a bit bigger than the Jeep.
Oh, right. So you might struggle.
Yeah, I certainly won't get around it too well. Matty Soz has hurt his hammy. I'm not sure the extent of it. He's done it before, and he didn't seem too pleased. He was pretty upset on the weekend. But other than that, I'm not too sure. I think maybe one of the boys goes back to the Stingrays. There might be 2 forced changes this week.
Nathan Foote from the Narre Football Club here at the beautiful Calora Park. It's not too cold tonight, is it, Nathan?
A little bit of a breeze, but we'll get through.
I asked Dylan, you were playing assistant coach earlier on, about what do you learn from a 126-point win. I won't tell you what he said. What are you going to say? What do you learn from a big win like that?
It was just a really good team effort across the 4 quarters. Really sustained it through all 4 quarters. Probably the first time throughout the season we haven't really let our foot off the pedal.
Do you think that they struggle with the bigger grounds?
I think it is probably a bit of a challenge, something new to them. Obviously it's something that our league's kind of been pretty used to. We've got a few big grounds at Berwick, Beaky, we had Pakenham. It's something we're grown into. Yeah. But I suppose a few of their grounds are a bit smaller, a bit more contested footy, so it can be a bit of a shock.
How do you think you might go on the smaller grounds?
Not too bad. I think we played in a smaller ground a couple of weeks ago, so it'd be a bit more contested game, a bit more physical, but I think we should be okay.
So what do you think of this new comp though, Nathan, at the moment? I mean, it's early days, but excited by it?
Yeah, definitely. I think the scores have been a bit up and down between, I guess teams and the results. But I think the best thing about it is you don't really know the opposition you're coming up against. The last few years, you know the teams pretty well. Yeah. You know the good players pretty well. You know what they try to do. Blah blah blah. You can kind of go into the game focusing on what your side want to do and really try and hammer that down, which is always fun.
Get your GameFace on.